Okay guys, episode 3 of the Minecrack Ultra Hardcore series. Before I say anything else, what you need to do is go and watch the end of Bdoub's video. Now while Kurt, Guude and Etho have the most complete videos, including all the after game chat, you have to go and see Bdoub's video, the end of that after he dies, because it contains the most full and completely factual version of events of this massive, chaotic end game. So go watch that now. I'm presuming you've paused and you've clicked back here now, so you really, okay, wasn't that amazing? That was beautiful, and Etho with the cats. I love it, beautiful work. Oh my god though, what do we say about this? Oh, Doc M's hopes for a lightning war really worked out here, because wow, they just stormed it this time. Oh, it's so painful for the blue team there. I mean, Guude and Pause there. He's just literally, they're loading items into the crafting table, and there's Bdub. And it's like, oh my god, what do we do? Freak out, complete, and have to drop everything. So close to finally getting those golden apples, getting their health up, and it really would have helped. I mean, it's so close at hand. Okay, because it all happens so quickly. There's no damage taken of getting the red team to their island, and Etho, Bdub go off one way, and Kurt and Doc M head inland to do melee. And Bdub's skirting quite close to the island. He's not keeping back like he should have, but all good for him because he spots them first. He spots Etho and he spots Guude and Pause first, and he calls out the numbers. And he jumps out of his boat, gets on land briefly. God knows why, but then he gets his boat shot out from underneath him by Pause, and he's in the water and he gets shot by Pause, and it's like, oh my god, just arrows are flying back and forth. Etho manages to hit Pause just as Pause hits Bdub, and there are literally arrows in the air at the same time, split-second timing here, and Bdub's out of the game. And Etho stays on the water right to the last minute, providing fire support from range, because at this point, Pause and Guude only know those two are there. They don't know that Kurt and Doc M are sneaking up behind them, and they managed to pull it off beautifully. And it's a pincer movement, I think. So it's just 1 minute they're firing Etho, trying to take him out of range, and next second, oh my god, there's Kurt, run. Pause runs, Kurt follows him, and Guude follows Kurt, and behind Kurt comes Doc. So it's just like a massive wagon train of people running across the map, all shooting and firing each other, and there's so much intensity there. I mean, Doc M drops his bow, and Pause, God. Pause realises a bit cornered, turns round, turns on Kurt, starts fighting back. At the same time, Guude piles into the back of him, they both attack him, and Kurt is out of the game. But then Doc M turns up. Doc M takes Pause out, and of course there's Etho there, and Etho tries hiding, ducking behind the tree, and Doc M's there's popping around and trying to fight through, but while he's there waiting for him to pop his head back out, he actually goes up around the cliff face and gets the drop literally on Doc M and takes Doc out, and it's just like, then it's just Etho and Guude. At this point though, Etho gets on shore and just starts wailing on him, as fast as he can with lots of arrows. He doesn't actually get any melee combat on him, I don't think, but he swaps up swords very quickly, he swaps up arrows very quickly, and just takes him out just by a gnat's wing. Etho wins on reigning health of just half a heart, and the game is done. 3 episodes in. Oh, such frantic pacing. It's fucking awesome. They're so close. I mean, the best bets the most figures I've got on hand right now for times of death. We got Bdub being slain by Pause by arrow at 71.48. Pause is slain by Doc at 73.17. Doc is slain by Guude at 73.49. And Guude's slain by Etho at 73.55. I mean, they're literally seconds apart here. It's such beautiful work, guys. Beautiful, beautiful work. Of course, congratulations to Etho. Fantastic game. Fantastic. I don't know if I can do this for another series. Okay, so right. What did we learn from this, though? Okay, we've still got to like recap here. We've still got to go into like what we actually take from this episode. I mean, one's got to be like the power of having full iron armor as opposed to partial armor. Guude and Pause, okay, the the other 4 guys, they were still, some of them were down on health, but they still managed to last out pretty damn well, 2 against 4, and a lot of that has to come down to having full iron. I mean, they didn't even have a full set of iron, they had like just 1 set of arrows between them, and so it's got to come down to the iron, the armour, they could take that little bit extra damage. But likewise, every scrap of armour really counts, because Etho would not have had that last half heart if he hadn't been wearing just a simple leather armour cap. The smallest amount of armour difference, and he probably wouldn't have lasted that. Okay, you've also got to be very aware of what's on your hotbar. You've really got to... I think the best way is to give you actually just create a mental routine. You've got a standard set of items you always keep in your hotbar. You know exactly where they are. We don't have to look, you don't have to think, you just know, you just go. There's no fiddling around trying to find the right item. Only keep one of each item on your hotbar at a time, unless you're in a boat. If you're in a boat, keep another boat on your hotbar, because obviously boats are very fragile. You want to keep them on hand as quickly as possible. Don't rely on just one person to be your entire boat backup, as Etho was here. I mean, he had all spare boats. Really, everyone should have had 2 boats each. That really would have been a good backup. Bdub would have had to just lay another boat down, get straight in it, rather than having to chase after his other one. Could have got a bit more distance, could have survived. You never know. I mean, more than a few players, I think it was Kurt, had 2 stacks of cobble in his hotbar, and 2 different food types. You only need 1 food type, you know. Pick the best one, keep it in your hotbar, keep some others in your inventory, but only keep one in your hotbar. Just make sure your hotbar is efficient, so you really need hotbar efficiency to make best use of it. Of course, arrows, maybe you want to see how many arrows you got left, maybe keep them in your hotbar. It kind of depends on the person. If you've got a lot of arrows, you don't actually use that many arrows in a game. I mean, they probably could have lasted pretty well on under 20, so... also, you go into melee combat. Why do you... Okay, Doc, why do you have a crafting table on your hotbar? If you're going to melee combat, you're not going to be able to stop and make new items. You should have everything on you. If you're going into combat, you should have everything you think you're going to need on hand. Do not rely on having the opportunity to make items on the fly. Okay, keep it in your inventory, but don't keep it in your hotbar. There's probably space that's required there for more important items. Regarding the map itself, there's some good after game talk from the guys. Something they didn't mention, but I think they want to clear up, is all the mobs, the passive mobs, the animals spawning at sea, because the spawn locations hadn't been wiped from the map when the land was. So they're just spawning in the water, making a bit of a hazard to sea navigation, you know. There's some talk about stopping the map edge spelunking that Badge went on. Possibly by putting bedrock edges up around the walls of the map. And those maps are actually pretty big. It looks like they agree that one of the maps definitely wasn't rotated, and those maps are actually really big. We're still going to have hundreds of blocks on it along an edge. I mean, you see them flying over in creative mode at the end there, and they're taking a good couple of minutes to reach the other side of the island. That's a big island. There's some talk about removing Endermen, and yeah, they are a pain in the arse in these games, and they really are only there to cause trouble. And if you're in a case where you're not regenerating health, they're probably one of the worst mobs to have around. My god, though, well, it was such a short and intense series of episodes, I don't know what else I can say. You really need to go watch the main episodes here, because, wow, congrats to Etho for winning this, but yeah, it just flew, that just flew. Also, Doc, wow, your intense words there. Once you really get into this, you really know what you want. Wow. There was some mention in the after game chat possibly doing the next one only in pairs, so like a 2v2v2v2, which, yeah, that could work. I mean, you only need 4 islands. That's pretty easy to set up. 8x8 would, again, doing the Highlander style, but I think you might need to make those islands a lot smaller. So it sounds like there's still got some bugs to work out, but the game is evolving, the game is changing, and it's getting better every time, I think. This is, wow, it's a short series, but really nice, intense ending there. Really beautiful work. Hats off to you guys. Oh yeah, it's, only other 2 small notes I could pick out in those few minutes there were Bdub said he probably shouldn't be wearing armour, so he's only on half a heart, and he's got a point there. If he's down to half a heart, having full iron isn't going to stop him from taking half a heart's of damage if he gets a direct blow taken, so he might as well be not wearing any armour. That iron could have gone to fully armouring other people in his team. And yeah, Doc sealing up the original base path that Beef and Badge dug into the ground there, where they made landfall. Yeah, good thinking, because obviously you'll know if they've got behind you somehow if you come back across it and they've had to dig it out again to get out from under the ground. Then yeah, good idea. Seal off any exits, entrances. It'll tell you if they've had to retrace their steps when you retrace yours. Strategies are certainly evolving. So yeah, see you next time, guys. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. Thank you and good night.